I can't. I cannot. What's up, y'all? All right, let me there's a countdown thing here. I love
Yeah,
this.
can
I
you
love
tag
this.
me in it?
You're there. They know you're there. You know why? Because they see you.
Yeah, but
They
you
can
could
see
tag
you.
it, it'll go even bigger.
We are live. All
When you
right.
tag somebody.
We're gonna wait for a couple of people to log
Yeah, I
in,
don't, yeah,
and then we're
because
gonna
we don't want to talk
like
with zero.
officially.
I don't mind talking with zero
I
people
don't
there.
mind talking with
No,
zero
I'd
people.
rather have zero people there.
Right.
They can watch it later.
So let's pour. You know, I brought some hood tea.
Oh, the hood tea case.
I brought the case.
She got the case,
And
guys.
I've got a bottle of water.
I got a bottle of
Okay,
water too.
we've got that.
Yeah.
And then I've got the cute, so we can match.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I even gave us the same amount of ice cubes.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't have done that. I wish you would have
know.
gave me more.
I know. But
Because the keys are really strong. I like the ice to melt and like just gets like the perfect.
Well, tonight we're gonna do a couple of things differently.
We are.
We're gonna get so uncomfortable in so many ways.
Yep,
so the first thing that we should do is pour together.
Yeah. It's
okay?
more
so
important.
That's the thing. We pour together. You
What's
see
the
it?
saying of it tonight?
We pour together.
Okay. My saying is that is not our saying for the
No, you mean the topic?
Saying,
the topic of discussion?
Oh no, the saying of the evening that I can tell myself all day is it's more important who I am becoming
than who I've been.
Yep.
It's not about who I've been, it's about who I'm becoming.
Yep.
I think that's what you said earlier.
Yeah. Whatever I said.
Whatever. However you
Whatever's
said it.
more important.
The point is the back doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, back there doesn't matter, now matters.
Yeah.
All right. And that is really just our way of kind of like just warming up a little bit. Because tonight we're gonna have a deep conversation, right? Mm-hmm. And so it is my sincere hope that you guys are really impacted and that this topic really makes a difference for a lot of you guys. I know that it has already for me based on the conversations that we've had and who I have known you to be over the past couple of months. But before we do anything, guys, we sip. Okay, so let's cheers. Let's sip to the case. So first off, we want to know who's there. Who is there? Let's see. Let's look at comments. Nobody has dropped any comments yet. It's okay. They're kind of like asleep or they're doing things. They're probably getting their lives in and stuff like that. But so welcome to Sips with Chef, guys. This is, I believe, about our 6th or 7th show. Before when I originally started, just to give you guys a little bit of a background. Hey Madeline, when I first started the shows, what's up, baby? When I first started the shows, I was doing them weekly, and it just got to a point where I decided that maybe once a month would be just more ideal. And so now we have shifted to once a month, but in reality, in the second quarter of the year, I'm looking to make it into at least 2 times a month. Initially, we were also hi Cecilia, hi Michelle, hi Erica, hi production. When I first started the show, we came on here and we had a lot of fun. We laughed a lot, okay, and we honestly can still do that. But closer to the end of the year, I was more inspired to be vulnerable, be open, be transparent. And so if you guys remember, we had a conversation, and the topic last month was the lie, I am not an addict. Okay. I don't think you ever watched the show. Be serious.
I don't know that I did.
Okay.
I started it when I was at the club. You told me
you guys
about it.
have to ask her to be serious.
Yeah, I started
Be serious, because I saw, I know you. I saw your lie.
I was
brewing.
I was gonna lie, but then I really have a commitment enough to do that.
Yeah.
So that quick, I'm so used to it being one way out there.
It's just how you're programmed, right?
So I started it. And then people walked in the club. Remember, I was with you.
Oh,
and then the guy walked in. I don't think I ever replayed, but I promise by the end of the weekend.
Well, I mentioned by the end of the weekend, so by Sunday.
I will.
At what time?
7 p.m.
By Sunday at 7 p.m., she will watch the
I will
show.
watch it.
Okay.
Sunday, 7 p.m.
Sunday at 7 p.m. So, guys, in this in this season of the show, we're having very deep conversations. And the one that we kicked it off with was the lie, I'm not an addict. So just to give you a real brief recap, I talked about a conversation that her and I had. This is Kathy, by the way. So if you didn't know Kathy and you watched the previous show, this is her. She was the one that asked me to consider saying I am an addict, and I'm like, oh my god, we did this whole thing in the kitchen. And so I just want to thank you publicly for that conversation. She knows I have already acknowledged her. She knows that it has really made a difference, and I'm not going to cry about that. I've been doing really, really good. I want to go right now after the show and buy a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Okay. And enjoy a bottle of wine with my friend.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm gonna do that. I might not do that. I probably shouldn't do that.
Yep.
But I've been doing really, really good, guys. So I want you guys to know that it's just a real, real commitment to just transforming my way of thinking. And so last week about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Kathy had a brilliant idea.
Yep. 3 weeks ago, after you told me you had the lie, I'm not an addict.
Yeah. So she says, we're going to do the next one, and the next one is going to be the lie, I'm not depressed. Okay. And I was like, okay, then that's it. That's what we're going to do. And I know that it's really going to make a difference for a lot of you guys, for me, for her. It's going to make a lot of difference for people tonight. So to give you guys some background, Kathy and I have been friends for years, and Kathy and I met because her sister was interested in a transformation. So she contacted me and she enrolled Kathy in doing it, and Kathy ended up, being a yes to the mission. And so since then we've been friends. Her results offered her a business opportunity, so we have been business partners since then. And we have had so much fun. We have a lot more than a business relationship. We have a personal relationship. But what's interesting is that she also, when she started, brought me her mom. And when we met, it was like immediate connection. Amazing lady, amazing woman, who also had some concerns with her health, concerned with her weight. And so we started rocking and rolling, and she too became a client. So then it was the three of them. And she got amazing results. Yeah. Okay, she got amazing results. And she was so happy, so excited. So every time we spoke, she was just like, oh my God, Jack. Like, she's so happy. She's like in love with her products, in love with her shakes. And then she got sick, a couple of months down the road, maybe a couple of years down the road, she got really sick. And obviously not related to her use of the products, right? We just want to make sure we make that clear. She had a lot of health concerns and health issues. And very rapidly, her health started declining. Okay. And she ended up at the hospital various times. Mm-hmm. And she would always come out of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we would see her go through, right? We thought we lost her. We're like, this is it. A couple times we were like, this is it. So after going through that, I'm sure so many times,
yeah,
I guess you kind of sort of become used to it. You become numb to it. And it's sort of like, she's okay. She's gotten through other times, right? Mm-hmm. She's gotten through other scares. This is not going to be any different. And then she got really, really ill. When would you say her health really started declining?
March of last year.
March of 2020.
March of 2020, she was in a hospital, and they relocated her to a different hospital because the coronavirus outbreak. And she caught corona in March in the hospital, and she beat corona, but the side effects, the damages that, after. So from March, she really started going down. From March, she only was home 2 times, and then went right back in. 2 days she was home, And at that time, we couldn't go to the hospital and see her or nothing. So
Right.
thank God, in July we were all able to go to the hospital.
Okay, so she said, and the reason why she says what she wasn't coming home is because it was so frequent. It was just so regular for her to be in the hospital, then be back
Mhm.
home, then be in the hospital, then be back home. But over a period of months, she was not coming home.
Yeah, and for 2 years, she was so sick for 2 years. We thought we were lost her. She was in the bed, 6 years old, couldn't walk, and she fought, for us.
Right.
She didn't do it for her, because who at 60 would want to lay in a bed with needles, doctors, operations at the operations,
Right.
at 60? So she fought for us. She definitely fought for us.
So we were able to celebrate, birthdays and things like that with her. And then so let's go to I remember that day where you came in the house.
Yep. I knew that morning was time. God was taking her home. Yeah, and I called you. I said, Jack, I'm about to go crazy. Because that day I knew. And I came and we went to the hospital and we all got a chance to say bye to her. And God took her home. And that, it's one, being vulnerable has never been something
Right.
that I did. But what I'm going through now, even after talking about it, would just help one person.
Right.
And we all go through tragedies. My tragedy was my mom.
Right.
That was the breaking point. Saying goodbye to my mom, she was my person.
Right.
And all through life, you go through tragedies. I had bad things happen to me. I had the death of a lot of people, and I was always able to cover up. And I think that's what we do. We hurt, and we walk around like everything's okay. We have to smile for everybody. Can't let nobody know we're going through something. And it was just like my mom. I was able to cover up everything. But when it came to my mom, my best friend, there was no covering it. There was no way out of it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, guys. You guys know I'm an emotional mess, but if I can be honest with you, I've heard other people, and I've seen other people like hurt and mourn, right? But I don't. I obviously don't know what that's like, right? If you know me, you know me, so you know that that's like my biggest fear. So even speaking about it makes me so emotional. But I know because of the pain I've seen you in,
Yeah.
like I know firsthand what it is, right? Like I get what she's going through because I'm feeling it with her and for her as her friend.
Yeah.
But I've never seen, Kathy this open, this vulnerable, this sad.
Yeah.
And
I spoke about, my mom would go through depression, all her life, and I would see people going through it, and to me it would be like, what do you mean you can't get up? What do you mean you can't go to work? You just get up and do it. And that was always me. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. And I really got these past 7 months what depression really is.
Yeah.
And I get that sometimes it is a fight just to get a shower. And it's like even with talking to you and saying about alcoholic and addict.
Right.
And when you admit something, you get power from it.
Right.
Instead of keeping it inside and like it taking you away. And it's the battles in your head. Like there was sometimes I would go to bed arguing with myself.
Right.
Like an argument is like it gives you power and saying, you know what? I know what depression is now firsthand. Like I know what it's like.
Sort of allows you to be a little bit like sympathetic towards other people,
right?
And you being able to understand. So, it definitely has helped me have more compassion,
right?
Right? Because I'm Puerto Rican. If you guys didn't know, I'm Puerto Rican. And I was raised in this environment and with this mindset of like, man, get up. Like, come on, don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that, right?
And that's how I always lived.
And so the way that I am sometimes can be, I wouldn't say I'm not compassionate. I'm just
Right.
saying, like, I'm like, get over it. Let's go. Okay, how can we?
Yeah.
What can we do? How can we learn from this? Da 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 da. And with you, I felt like there's nothing I can say.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
There's no way I can help.
Yeah.
All I can do is just sit there and be quiet and like look at her when she's going through what she's going through and like maybe rub her shoulder or her, something. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? What advice would you give people that have people in their lives that are going through those types of losses? Like, do you want to hear, like, I know what you're going through, I'm so sorry for your loss, like, basically, do you have any triggers, do you have any things that people say that you're kind of like, man, that make you upset, make you angry, or just things that I guess advice, I guess what
I
I'm
don't.
asking for is like advice for people that know people that have had these types of losses, because I it's not something I speak about.
Right.
It's something that makes me so uncomfortable. In fact, I even feel guilty, if I can be 100% honest.
Hmm.
Like, I even feel guilty saying things like, come over to mom's house. Like,
Yeah.
let's have dinner. Like, let's hang out with mom and stuff like that. Because I'm like, damn, like, right? So sometimes people like me don't know what is and is not acceptable to say or do when you're having like one of those
I mean,
days.
everybody is different, right? For me, I don't think I have any triggers.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people say I'm sorry
yeah,
for your loss because, in my head, because everybody has views it different, is that, it's not your fault. And when you say, oh, come over mom's and this and that, you don't never have to feel guilty about that because I never get upset like that. In fact, I'm glad you still have your mom, so I don't care about you saying, like, when you say that, it doesn't trigger me to say, oh, I'm upset or, and more so for advice. I don't know if I would want to give the advice of, if somebody has somebody they're like dealing with, or like, okay, my depression, I can admit that I am depressed, right? And my depression may
Is that your first time saying it?
ever in life. Ever in life.
Is tonight your first
Yeah,
time saying
ever in
it?
life. Well, besides when we talked about doing, like, saying it,
Yeah.
this show. And it's like, I would rather give, mine's my mom, right? And it's just everything I dealt with and hid from all the years, all hit me when my mom. Because, see, it's always playing in the background, but when my mom, I couldn't deny it, right?
Right.
So it's like,
you were able to mask it
yeah,
better.
yeah. And
Right.
the truth is, my depression might come from my mom. Somebody else might have come from an abusive husband or a bad relationship or a bad relationship with their mom.
Yeah.
Everybody has different points of depression,
Right.
right? And really, like, the advice that I would want to give is someone that's really dealing with depression, And it's like, I created a game for myself. I have a son. I have someone that's really watching me.
Right.
And I told you the conversation I had with my son when we've been doing affirmations every night. He passed the karate test and he came out and hugged me and said, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in me. And it's like, when he said that, I got what my mom was. That's why mom was committed to us having a good life.
Right.
So it's like really playing a game with myself that I'm going to get through this, no matter what it takes. And now it's like I keep my promises to myself. It was a time, some days it was hard for me to get a shower. So now I will make sure I will get a shower.
Right.
And it's like really like finding the person. Like I have my son Nicholas that is looking up to me.
Right. And if I could, if I can end it again, because it's Kathy and Jackie, we can't be like 100% serious all the time. Okay. When I say that for someone like Kathy to not want to take a shower,
yeah,
right? Like she is like GQ iron. She irons her socks.
Yeah.
All right. So when I'm like having conversations with her and she's like, I'm still in bed and I'm like, get in the shower, like, or like when she's coming to me and I'm looking at her and I'm like, what are you wearing? You don't have a haircut. I remember at one point you didn't have a haircut. Yeah. I was like, who is this?
Yeah. And it takes some kind of energy to get up and really do that. Sometimes like F this day.
Yeah.
And it's like it really sometimes takes over you of just like, because you know, and we always speak about this, that if I live right now, I'm okay. My mom's where she's supposed to be. She suffered. She couldn't walk,
Right.
you know? And it's the future that I can't imagine without my mom.
Yeah.
So the future, and that's, I think, not just with, you know, my mom being with anything. Like if you're in a bad relationship or you're going through financial problems, we never just live in like making it right now phenomenon.
Yeah.
And we always think about the future.
Someday.
Yeah.
Like someday's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to have
Yeah.
that opportunity.
And then like if when you're in a depressed mode, it's like, if I look into the future, I don't want to live a life without my mom.
Yeah.
I want life any way but this way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, you're in a bad relationship or you're having financial problems. You think about next month. How am I going to pay my electric bill next month? Or what's going to happen next month instead of like living right now.
Right.
And everybody,
right now.
Yeah. And you know what? Even last time I was on the show, we always say how I love to make everybody smile or laugh.
Yeah.
But you love, like, people show the opposite of what they're going through.
Mm.
So it's like, I always want to make everybody laugh because I know the pain.
Yeah.
I know the pain. Now I'm driving, somebody cuts me off. I'm like, oh, they're late for work. Or they're this or that.
They could be on their way to the hospital.
Yeah, like nobody knows what somebody else is going through.
Yeah.
And the fight is real.
Yeah.
And it is real. Like when depression hits you, man, I was the one who would talk about it. I would talk about it for years. Like, what do you mean you can't get up? It's like my mom died and that was it.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I had shared one time in one of the shows, move over. We're like so off balance right now.
I know.
All right, there we go. So one of the things that we had talked about, what was I about to say? I just completely forgot. Oh, one of the things that I mentioned, I think I don't know if it was a conversation that you and I had or if it was something that I talked about on the show or maybe on one of the morning PDs. But when I lived in North Philadelphia, I would run into like homeless people or like addicts, right? You know, we call them fiends down in the hood, right? And I was always intrigued to ask like what happened.
Yeah.
Right? Like I always wanted to know like what would cause somebody to be addicted to drugs and like just say F it, right? And 99% of the time, right? 98, it was the loss of someone.
Yeah.
And what I remember hearing a lot was the loss of my mom.
Yeah.
Like my mom died.
That's it. I think that's a death that and you know, it's undescribable how you feel.
Yeah.
But when you think about a drug addict, I mean, let's be 100% vulnerable. You know, Kevin, who was my brother and best friend, I found dead from killing himself while he was on the phone with me.
Right.
And I popped pills like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every day. Just to cover up the pain. And that's what most addicts do.
Yeah. Whether
it comes from a mother or it comes from a bad childhood or no matter what it comes from. And I, you know, through this depression, I really start thinking about Kevin. Can you imagine killing yourself being the better option than waking up tomorrow and dealing with your problems?
Yeah.
And people really deal with that every day. Like they think drugs or killing themselves is the better option than to deal with the life that they have right now.
Yeah.
Like, and can you imagine the life of that?
Yeah,
and like you know, we're talking about my mother's death, but there's things out there that really get people depressed. It's not a loss. That is just like whatever it is, and it really becomes a fight.
Yeah.
And like you got to know, like for anybody out there with with depression, like you really are worth it.
Yeah.
You really are worth to have a life. And you know, I talked about this with you. I try to have. You know, Nicholas, we all have kids or stuff in our life. We say, I want to give them a better life than I had. And 99.9% of people always think financially, right? And I was one of them people.
Yeah.
And then now, you know, we talk about breaking generation curses and leaving a legacy behind. And I want to give my kid a mindset.
Yeah.
A mindset to grow up with that. They could be anything.
Yes.
Like, you know,
give it up. Give her some hearts in the comments.
Yeah, we always think about money, and I was one of them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to give him a mindset to know he could do it and to live in this moment and be kind to everybody.
So you think that's more valuable than
the money? Because you know what? Giving him a mindset that he could do anything and be proud of himself and love himself, all I could do is pray and hope that he has a successful life.
Yeah.
and make his own money. Now, if I'm successful and give him a financial to leave, more be it. But we all think we're not good enough, or like we all go through these battles in your head. And I would rather give Nicholas a mindset to grow up with than money, because of And it's like we all fight it, and like whoever is depressed is really like knowing that you are worth it, and it's literally right now, 1 minute at a time.
Yeah.
And give yourself little daily tasks. Mine was getting a shower.
Yeah.
If I'm rushing to go somewhere and I wake up and run out the house without getting a shower, I'll say it to you. It'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I always have to go back and get a shower.
Yeah.
If I say, I'm going to do something, or tell somebody I'm going to bring something, I really like to do it because it's not about the person. It's about me keeping my word to myself.
Right.
And because that's stuff that I wasn't doing when I really got depressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't like keeping no words. So now it became a game. And when it is a game.
Is that why people don't keep their word then?
Yeah.
They're pretty depressed.
Yeah.
Right?
Or they're going through something. No, or they're so used to just.
I don't mean to be funny, but
or they're just so
it's
used
a thing.
to.
Like a lot of people, and we, so what we're basically talking about is integrity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just how without it nothing works.
Nothing works.
Nothing. Like just life doesn't work.
And it makes you feel even like worse when you don't keep your word. So now, like getting a shower and stuff like that, I do it for me.
Yeah.
And it's like being nice to everybody, because you really do not know what anybody's going through.
Right.
Because nobody walks around with a sign on their chest saying, "I have an abusive husband. I lost my mom yesterday. My son died," or like nobody walks around with that. And it's like we go about like, oh, she has an attitude or she has this. Like smile
a little
anyway.
Bit of compassion. Yeah, I know. We host a personal development call every Monday through Friday, and at 7 a.m. Anybody is welcome. First and foremost, let's stop to share this show. Please share, and then comment shared. Because you never know who
needs to
hear this, and who will really be impacted, and who this show will make a difference for.
And can I say something real quick? Because you mentioned the PD call, and I was one, before my mom, before everything, I would be on a PD call every day. I would listen to personal development, church, Sarah Jakes in church, every single solitary day, right?
Yeah.
And I never knew what working on myself was until now. Listen to a PD call could get you really inspired, make you feel good at the moment.
Yeah.
And I used to do that and think I was working on myself. And I finally learned what working on yourself means. Like keeping your word to yourself.
Right.
Like really, like people are watching you. Yeah. And it's like losing my mom, like as much as I can say it hurt. And, I can't imagine living without my mom.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my son graduating high school without my mom. But with my mom dying, it gave me a whole new life. All new lenses to look out of.
Yeah.
Because the small things that we think are so important in life.
Yeah.
And I really found out what working on myself is. And it's really
you're working on yourself now.
Yeah. Daily wins, small things right now.
And you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She's
and
doing I have amazing job at and just showing up more.
Yeah, and it's being thankful that you have people in your life like you. Like I don't cry to many people. In my family, I'm the strong one. So I can't cry in front of my sisters. I think I might have at the funeral and a couple times after.
Yeah.
But you are my person. Like it's like having people in your life that I could trust with calling up crying. And it was like, I realized that people, even business wise, I have certain clients that stuck by me.
Yeah.
And they know who they are. My shopper girls, I went through and they stuck by me while my mother was dying.
Shout out to the ShopRite girls.
Yeah, they really, they were on my side. And I am thankful that I have people.
Yeah.
Because some people don't have anybody.
Yeah.
So your smile, your conversation could go a long way because some people don't have them.
Yeah. And let me tell you how she has, first and foremost, the conversations are just like next level. I do want to put in a plug real quick. She just took a communications course. Okay. And it did not help her grow only in her communication. It's helped her in so many different ways, right? This is not in any way, shape, or form an attempt to sell anything. Just know that we have access to transformative learning, like the type of learning that transforms you, not that changes you, because there's nothing wrong.
There's nothing,
but that transforms your way of being and acting. Okay. And the other day we had a conversation, so I just want to acknowledge her again and let her know, like, these are the types of conversations that really make a difference. I have a conversation with her about someone, and I'm like, and she's this and she's that, and then she comes back to me and she's like, well, have you called her? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, you probably should, check in on her, like, you never know what she's going through. And I'm like, we're so quick, like, just like that. Like, I got so present to, like, yo, like, yeah, like, it's so selfish for me to be like, oh, she having this, she having that, or whatever, and like have these conversations. Because when I tell you that this person knows everything about like how I feel and what I feel and why I feel it, like this is the person that I trust to share stuff with. Just the fact that she reacted that way, I was like, wow, like, because in the past, a couple of years back, it could have been, we would have been back and forth.
It would have been different.
We would have been back and forth, like, man, F her, like, girl, cut her off, like, cut her loose.
And
like,
listen, when you believe something, you believe it. So I would have just dug right in there and believe. We would have really won the whole conversation.
We would have built this whole case on this person.
And like, that's the thing of really, everybody puts meaning behind everything. Yeah. And it's like nobody knows what that person is dealing with at home or at nowhere. Yeah. And it's like, we don't know. And you might never know, but your smile, you could say something that could change a whole person's whole life.
Yeah. Somebody's on social media right now posting a selfie smiling, and they are not smiling on the inside.
And for anybody that's depressed is really like knowing you're worth it. You deserve a good life. Yeah. Like they deserve it.
So what would you say is keeping you going? What would you say are the things that you've been doing lately to I guess keep yourself in good spirits, or what's your daily reminder that you have a purpose and that life goes on, and that there are assignments that you're here on?
And what gets me through the day is that I know my mom's watching. I know she's up there, and she was such an important person to me. And she was so proud of me, and I've done some things. I've done some really stupid things that got me in trouble. No matter what, that woman loved her baby, and she was proud of me. So one thing that really gets me up out of bed is like, I don't want to let my mom down. Yeah. She was committed to us having a happy life. Yeah. And she was also committed to anybody around her being happy. And that's what I want to carry on her legacy. Yeah. So I want everybody around me happy. And I want to make her proud. Yeah. And then what really gets me is I got Nicholas. He's 11 years old. I can't let him know that I'm falling apart. And it really got me where I felt like a phony and a fake to my son. Yeah. Now, I go around to my son and never broke a promise to him. Besides smoking, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. But I never broke a promise to him. Yeah. I keep my word.
Anything she tells him, honestly, something that she prides herself in. And that she really does. Yeah. Whatever she tells her son she's going to do, she does.
I will do. And, like, it's a big deal for me. It's a really big deal. So it's like, here I am at nighttime doing affirmations or saying, Nick, I believe in you. You can do anything you want to do. You just got to work hard on it. And I'm sitting here giving my son all this advice, and I don't do it. And and I didn't do it prior to my mom and the whole 11, 12 years. Yeah. And it's like, for the first time, I felt like a phony and a fake. Yeah. I'm telling him, work hard on your dreams, do whatever you want. And then I'm not doing it. And then, what if he ends up to be 18, 19, and I'm telling him, work hard, but Cease, what did you do about it? Yeah. Still settling on that, at the life you always had? Yeah. Yeah. So my son is really I want my mom to be proud, and It's really finding something that finding a bigger picture that makes you get out of bed.
Yeah.
So whoever is going through a depression,
There's purpose.
you have
in
to
pain.
find something. And if you still can't find nothing, reach out to me. I honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, or me, I'll jump on a show once in a while. Me and Jackie would jump on live once in a while to give an update, because every day is a fight, but you are worth the fight. And so is your next door neighbor that might be mean or dirty or miserable. God, we don't know. You know, my mom passed away. I had somebody on Facebook that been sharing her missing son for 8 months. First of all, I never really cried. Now I never cry so much in my life.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to cry. Her son, she was missing him. He was missing. They just found him in the river last Sunday. And then here I am.
Somebody on your Facebook?
Yeah.
Wow.
And here I am sad that my mother passed away when she was sick and suffering. And God took her home and somebody's burying her kid at 12. So I know when you have problems, it feels like it's all on your shoulders and you don't know how you're going to get through it. But somebody has it worse than you. And I don't mean like somebody, like I know there's starving kids in Africa and I know there's starving kids everywhere. But somebody right here, your neighbor,
backyard.
that are suffering, like really suffering. So your smile, anything, no matter what they are. Even like people, drug addicts on the street, people think I'm crazy for giving them money.
She's always the one, like
because
$5, $10.
Yeah, because
like,
do you think
not like?
Do you think they want to be a drug addict? Yeah, do you think they want to be a drug addict? Do you think we judge people that shoot up the needles and all? Do you think that they want to be a drug addict? Man, I'm telling you,
they're already in a battle. They're already in a battle with themselves.
Yeah.
Scary. So, all right, we're gonna start to wrap it up here. We don't know yet what the the next topic will be, so we are taking suggestions. We're open to suggestions. I want to just you hung on. You stayed. It's because we was on camera. Because we was on camera, y'all. You know, looking good is a thing around here.
Looking good is real thing.
It's real.
And but you know what? I'm the master at it. Look, I'm looking so good, making your leg go on my car crying like, Mom, why'd you have to leave me? You left me again.
No, but it's you know, on all seriousness, it is a thing. You know, it's sip. They said sip. Okay.
Yep. It's the case.
But no, she was, you know, before we start. Ooh, you heard that Cash App?
Oh shit! I wish
I heard that Cash App.
All
right, so you know, I guess you know what the moral of the story is. I acknowledge you for your vulnerability. Right, you know, for you being able to share, for you being the type of friend that is able to and willing to check me, right, and remind me to be human first, because sometimes we forget. Sometimes seriously, it's so easy to forget that it's not about us. And that's my message. You guys hear me, you know, on PD. It's not about us. Like there's so many other people out there to service, and I'm not just talking Herbalife. I'm talking in life. Period. Like. We all have a purpose. We all have a story. We all have a background. We all have losses. We all have pains. We all have challenges. We all have trials. We all have all of that, right? And I invite each and every single one of you to just be open, to be transparent, to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to feel, to allow yourself to hear yourself say, I am depressed. If I'm depressed,
gives you power.
I need help if you need help. Right. And just be open and transparent about what space you are in, because that really can make a difference for you. So just thank you for your friendship, thank you for your love, thank you for your vulnerability, thank you for your ability and your willingness to come on the show and talk about this tonight. Again, if there are any show topics that you guys want us to discuss, want me to, you know, any topics of discussion that you want me to bring to light, please by all means send me those suggestions. I'm sure that you guys love having Kathy on the show, and I love Kathy.
Wait, hold on. What if you're not sure that you are?
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know you are. If you're not sure, most likely you are, because that would have been something I said a few months ago. So most likely, if You think you are? You are. And like I said to Jacqueline a little bit ago, let me see if I can say it right. Who I'm becoming is more important than who I have been.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are depressed now, it's always putting a fight and getting through it.
Mm.
And you will.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that that's a really good question, Erica, because most recently, if I could be honest, at the beginning of last year, I had never ever thought I could be someone that could be depressed either.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And obviously tonight wasn't about me. I wanted her to have the opportunity to share her story. But for the first time in my life, I felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was in bed, didn't want to get out of bed, crying all the time. Just, it was also a loss. It wasn't that type of loss. It wasn't my mom, but it was also something that to me felt significant, felt real at that time. And I knew because it wasn't anything normal. It wasn't anything like what I had experienced before in my life.
Yeah.
And getting up every single day was a real struggle. Getting up every single day was a real fight. Having to smile and pretend just to get through the day, and then coming home at the end of the day and just crying and in tears and drinking. You guys heard the show last time, right? Last month, right? Just another bottle, right? And it may not be drinking, right? Because Kathy's thing isn't drinking.
Twist.
It could be something else. It could be eating, right?
Some people it's food, and some people it's just
some people fitness.
Yeah.
Even fitness. Anything that you do obsessively or that you do and then you feel guilty about, right? Yeah. Any of those things. And so, you do know. Yeah. You don't want to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to say, I am depressed. Just like nobody wants to say, I am an addict.
But it gives you power when you say it.
Yeah.
It gets you like, you know what I am, and it's okay to be.
Yeah.
Because society puts this thing in, like being depressed is such a bad thing, or,
So, again, if you have any questions or if you need any advice, if you just need somebody to talk to, we are here. Yeah. We are available.
You could inbox me or go on my Facebook, my name, and I do have
not
Instagram.
Your email this time.
No, I'm
last
Facebook.
Time she gave her email.
No, listen, message me right on Facebook. I know how to get
Luce
that little
is
message
on here.
here.
Lucy said, "Thank you. I needed this."
Lucy Lou, I miss you so much. Lucy Lou is one of the people that been there for me too.
And she recently lost her mom too. So
it's a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Remember, I seen you and Lucy Lou outside the club, and I broke down.
I think it was before. She lost her right before.
She lost her right before, like a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
It's a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
We will be okay, Lucy Lou, and everybody else. Yeah, I do know how to use Facebook now.
Okay, I did see that. She's been posting, guys.
I'm a Facebooker. Yeah, I've been selling my case.
She's been selling her case. Yeah,
you can reach out to me for the best energy. No, I'm not here to sell anything. But I'm not here to sell anything or promote my case. Energy at the energy plug.
At the energy plug.
I scored 2 times.
Yeah. Make sure you share this video if you have not. This is Chef Jackie and the energy plug
Kathleen Shepherd on Facebook,
signing out. But before we do, we just want to thank you for your time. We know that it is valuable, and you have given it to us so graciously tonight. So for those of you that watch the entire show or will watch the entire show sometime in the future, thank you.
Thank you.
We will now broadcast not just on my Jacqueline Rodriguez page, but is also available on Coach Chef Jackie. And I believe this first time is also live on YouTube. So there'll be different ways. YouTube.
Oh,
we gonna get this together. We worked on the lighting today, okay? I still ain't got this thing done. I gotta make sure I look.
This is what I've been trying to start for a long time. So let us know. I think me and Jackie should do a podcast.
Yeah.
Who else thinks that?
Yeah.
Give us some feedback so we can start a podcast. I think me and you want a podcast.
Move your big head so they can see my logo real quick.
My good haircut with the lines?
You guys see that?
You see them lines in the haircut?
That's the logo.
I think my gel's coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good
It's a
job.
lot. Yeah.
Anyway,
we gotta go.
we love you. Okay,
Yep.
love every single one of you. God loves you. Okay.
Yep, he does.
If anybody wants to hang out with us at church on Sunday, give me a shout. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go to church Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's a whole
offline.
nother topic.
All right, it's a whole
Oh,
nother
goodness,
topic.
Yeah, that'd be a couple months down the road.
Yeah.
Hell, I forgot
So-
about God. I was mad at him.
Yeah.
That's another show.
Okay, she
Okay.
said it.
It's another show.
I love you guys. Thank you guys for your time tonight. Sips with Chef.
Sips with Chef. See the logo?
Sip!
Sips.